Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for tomorrow. And to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video, and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of this video, guys. Right after this, I'm actually going to talk about an option opportunity that I'm watching going into next week, about a stock that we were actually watching since the beginning of this month, and it's actually gone up 20% plus. And now that it seems to be overextending, we're going to talk about a specific option that I'm looking at going into next week if things continue to either reverse in a downtrend or continue to overextend. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to talk about the ticker symbols I mentioned over at the Discord. We went 3 for 3 today. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description, and we look forward to having you join us. So we have Ocgn stock here, Ocugen Inc., having a downward trend again. It was fighting here to stay above the 50-day moving average, but now it seems like the bears are dominating. Now, I want to talk about something that's very important, okay? Phase 3 trials are out, but the ticker symbol still has not gotten emergency use approval. Now, I've seen different results out there, how long it could take, and it could take up to months or several weeks. Now, emergency use approval was in the works of being submitted way back here when this run started to happen at the beginning of May. Now, I talked about a lot of different articles that retrace back before this run and how the stock was doing back here around this time in April, on how I felt how this stock could already have priced in, first off, the revenues and profit from Covaxin. Second, the fact that emergency use approval hasn't happened and it ran like this. It was running on the same exact news almost every single day. Then it had an offering at a premium of $10. When I saw that, a lot of investors at this time were disagreeing with me because it had pulled back, it went up, and then it ran again. The reason why it ran here is because retail investors were having that hype and hopium, as they call it, pushing it up, but the stock itself was bound to come back down. All it took was a little bit of a sell-off, and then a lot of investors have actually told me when it fell down here, well, you're making a video that seems a little bearish, and I'm not a bear, I'm always prepared and aware, but they were saying that it's a little bit bearish and BlackRock is purchasing more, or some large institutional investor is buying more, while you're saying that it doesn't have strength. Well, I like to be pretty honest, and I like to look at my technical analysis with no emotions and straight to the point. When it was up here, it was profit taking time. When it fell down here and it was actually jumping back and forth, and the statement was premium of $10, it was basically valuing per share every stock on that offering less than $10. And that's where we're at now. Now, a lot of investors believe that this is temporary and this is going to be worth more. Now, as long as this goes down a little bit, this market cap goes down a little bit, or they add 1 billion more on top of where it's at, 1.7, and that doesn't seem to be priced in, this stock does have a little bit of more room to the upside, but I don't think it's going to be very easy for it to actually break 16 or even get close to 18 again. So I just want you guys to know it's going to take a lot of hard work from a lot of investors loading up, number one, not being priced in at this market cap, Covaxin, and number 3, out of all of it, because number 2 was not being priced in, number 3 out of all of it, that no more offerings actually happened, because there's been 2 offerings through this whole entire process, right? We caught the first one way back here in March and February, and then here's another one, and it was at a premium. A lot of people did not catch on to that word. You have to read these statements for what it is and not try to ignore it. And here we are below $10. This stock needs to get back above $10 if it wants to have any upside beyond that point to reach newer highs. I'm not saying it can't go back up, but I am here to make you guys aware of some truth here with this stock and where it's at and what's going on. So here we are with 868 being the last post-market pricing so far, and the 50-day moving average is 890. Anything below it is bearish, anything above it is bullish. Now our support levels down here at 853, that is something to watch if this continues to go lower and pull further away from the 50-day moving average. And if it does, the bears are gaining leverage and this is getting closer to newer lows. Now our resistance level for the bulls to break through the 50-day moving average and reach newer highs is right up here at this point, and that's 901. The bulls need to break through that to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and work their way up closer to $10, guys. Way up here. They've been rejected since they got close to it several times. You could see that right here. This is why it's so important for them to break through $10. This is where the rejection happened 3 times in just a matter of a week and a half. And then again here around this area, they've been getting rejected as they get closer to 10 at the 950s, 940s, and 930s now. So there's some very key things going on here that are making this in a very subtle way go downwards and in a very obvious way from the peak to this point in a downward direction. So I'm not saying that it's over. I'm not saying that this stock has no opportunity. There's just some fundamentals and technicals here to be aware of and pay close attention to. Now, if you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. And stay tuned on in for the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys, as well as the option opportunity I will be watching next week and what ticker symbol it is. Ticker symbol I have for you guys today is one that I mentioned 2 weeks ago. I emphasized it twice in the same week, and since then it's given us 20% plus to the upside. And now based off the charts, I'm looking at an option opportunity, and I'm going to be watching it very closely going into next week. We're going to discuss that in just a moment, but before we do, I want to share with you guys the opportunities that were mentioned today over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us, and we look forward to having you join us. So we talked about MEDX, ONTX, and ENVB. MEDX was our least performer, giving us 5 to 8% on the day, and ONTX and ENVB gave us 10% plus. So let's go ahead and see here how they reacted. So ENVB, we caught it at 277, and it gave us a high of 15% plus, guys. Right there, right off the bat in just a few minutes. Now, ONTX, I did talk about how it could collapse, and I was watching it very cautiously, but as soon as I saw a bottom or opportunity, I would put my 5% stop loss or limit loss order, whichever one you want to refer to or use, and then I went ahead, I put it, and I rode this one back up, and I got myself a nice 8% opportunity, right? I didn't ride it the whole 10%, because it just works out that way. You don't always catch the full ride, but it gave us a 10% plus opportunity after that dip and running back up. Now, I want to share with you guys some feedback, and I really appreciate this investor, this Patreon member and subscriber and viewer for taking the time to say these kind words. And this is very true, and what I love the most were the keywords that I'm about to read. So, as always, invest for tomorrow. Your content is educational, and love how you invest your time to help anyone willing to learn. Those are the key words right there. I invest my time to help anyone willing to learn. If you're willing to learn by joining the Discord, you are going to have so much information at the Patreon through every single post, on the Discord through every single message and comment, and everyone in the community. You're going to learn so much, because there's going to be so much tools, resources, and information that over time you will start to grasp some of it and turn it into your own strategy, right? That's the goal and purpose. Now, I try to do that not just in the Discord and Patreon. I do it one video at a time here on the YouTube every single day. My goal is to help investors learn and grow, one post at a time on the Patreon, and one message and comment at a time on the Discord, guys. So I do that consistently. That is my goal. And if you're willing to learn, my videos will have you understand something new and change perspective, or add something onto your already working strategy and sharpening it to a whole new level, right? That's my goal every single time. So the option contract that I'm watching very carefully in the ticker symbol is Ford, ticker symbol F. And we talked about this one 2 weeks ago when it started to pull down because of earnings, and since then it had been running up, giving 5 to 10% opportunities along the way. But most recently, in the last several weeks, it has taken off from right around this area at 1135 all the way up to 1340s, right? Now, in the 1340s and anything a little bit above that is getting really close to the 52-week high. Now, that could be broken through with all the hype and excitement going on with Ford right now, but the indicators and technicals are showing a need for a cool off, not an unhealthy one. If anything, it's probably a healthy one, but a cool off just based off the technicals, and I'm looking at it for an opportunity of a put option. So the put option that I'm watching is strike price 12.5. It's currently at 0.10, and volume today was pretty high at 15,000. Open interest is 5,000 and some change. It expires on May 28th. So it expires next week. So this is very risky. This is very important to understand. Options, if you don't know options, just watch it and learn from it. And if you do your due diligence and do a rational decision based off of what you see on the charts and your research is telling you. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.